I go to work, bitch.
Hello and welcome again to another exciting episode of Stoneblock 2. I'm here with my buddy and pal, Bingo Head Josh. I am TheUnluckyFew. Now,
my head.
last episode ago, we did, I was over here, we said that we was going to look at doing these. We showed you how to build these neutronium compressors. Now we're going to show you the types of blocks you're going to need to do each of these wheels here. As you can see, there's a lot to do. Now, just ignore this for a minute. I just put that on there because I want to fire that in there before I start with this, and then we'll go through and we'll see how many it takes. So, you need lapis blocks. We've got lapis blocks in here. If Bingo jumps out of the way, thank you. This was all full. I just put the end of the conduit on, and it pulled some through. I was just testing it. You are going to need not this many, but this many to make one of those. There is a lot. To put it in comparison, you need 11,800 lapis blocks. That is the equivalent of 106,200 lapis lazuli. You're going to be doing a lot. Don't worry, I will give you some tips on how we managed to do all this ourselves. An easier way. So don't worry too much, because we, even with the fact that we've been running for a month or so now doing all this, even for all our sieving that we've got that's going 24/7 all the time, we can get nowhere near building just one of them. It's hard, and you've got to do this with all these other pieces. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this on, and then you can see it firing it through until it gets to 11,800, and it should stick that in our output. Got a lovely little picture on the front there working, it's nice. But that's lapis lazuli. You also need to do the same with iron blocks, and then with the gold block, and then with the redstone. Diamond, you're going to struggle with diamond, even more so with emerald. Black and copper, block of copper, block of tin, then lead, silver, nickel, quartz, and Bingo Head Josh. Thank you. Flux electron block. Now, you should know how to make all of these up to this one here. If you don't, I suggest you go back to basics and learn Minecraft all over again. Then when you're good and ready, come back here and then I'll show you this last one, because this last one's going to blow your mind otherwise. Now this is flux electron block. I thought this was, I'd made this stuff before. I hadn't. I'd made an electrum alloy or iron, something like that. I did it when I was over there quite a few episodes ago. So I looked into it, and it wasn't. It was completely different. I have made this before. I just couldn't remember this recipe. So I've placed it all down here to show you. Now you know how to make a block. You put 9 pieces of ingots of that type, and it will give you this pretty little design here. But to make a flux electrum ingot, you need to use an induction smelter. Sand, you'll have loads of that. I'll show you how we can do that with that contraption over there. So you need quite a lot of sand. You need to make this flux electrum blend. Now I do believe this makes 2, yep, 2 at a time. If you've been following me week on week, you would know to get your gold, pulverized gold, and your pulverized silver, you need to put it through a pulverizer. And if you're looking at this destabilized redstone bucket, if you're wondering, well, how the hell do I make that then? Well, probably 2 weeks ago or a week ago now, I did the cow episode. I did the cow quests, which is why it's all done. And you will have somewhere in amongst here, might be that one, yeah, destabilized redstone. I showed you that I put all my cows up in cattle grids stacked all down one wall, collecting all that stuff. So I just pulled a bucket of stuff out. Well, turned out that I'm glad I did that, because I needed literally bucket loads of this. That was a joke. You could laugh, but don't worry, we'll carry on.
What's the funny thing about bucket load?
There, you weren't listening. So moving on. So this is how you make your flux electron blend. Then you need to mix it in the induction smelter along with your sand, and it will give you the ingot. Get out my way, as I smite you.
Just trying to. You're in my way.
Now,
I'm sorry.
the way we did it to get the majority of these ores, obviously the diamond and the emerald was a little bit harder, but to get all these ones up here, to speed the process up, because you don't get a lot of this, we built, I can't remember how it was, between 10 to 20 of these stacked like this. Now, this is no different than what we've done where our reactor is. We did an episode on this to show you how the cobblestone generator connected with Ender.io and with the electric cables running to them as well, because I need power. You connect your cobblestone generator straight to your first one. So cobblestone goes in, the little hammers in here, smash the hell out of it. We've already got some in here. Smashes it, turns it into dirt. The dirt is then transferred through the Ender.io conduit to the next one. So gravel. So gravel goes in, gets smashed again, gets turned into dirt. So it comes out of here as dirt, goes in here as dirt, gets smashed again, is turned into sand. The sand is then sieved. There is 3 types of mesh you can use, or 3 types of mesh we used to give us the ores that we needed. We used the string mesh, which you should have plenty of this if you've got a mob grinder like ours. You've then got a flint mesh, which is just 6 pieces of flint and a string mesh. And then you've got the diamond mesh, which is the iron stiffened mesh, which is just exactly the same. You put a flint one, I believe, in there with iron either side, and it gives you your iron, and then you put your iron in there. Diamonds either side gives you your diamond. Now, we did ours with sand because we found it pretty easy to set about 20 of these up in a great big long line, between 10 and 20 of them, along one great big wall. Wired it all in, down in our reactor room down there. It didn't very pretty, which is why I'm not going to show you it, because we've taken it all out now, to make us all the ores we needed, so we could then get them taken from here by Ender.io, Ender.io conduit again, to a drawer, a storage drawer, which then, just like we showed you again with all our storage systems down there, takes them through and sifts them through and puts them through to our iron chunks, or our I'll show you in this. But it would just be easier to run around here and show you, just to refresh your old memory. Remember when we set this up, all this here? Yeah. Where you got your, this is a sorting drawer, and it goes through to these, which is your compacting drawer. So you've got your drawer controller, goes through to compacting controller. So it goes in as an ore. It automatically stacks it through for you to turn it into your nickel ore chunk. In our case, we had loads of this. In fact, we're still cooking a load in here because we haven't quite finished. So hopefully this one's done now. Is this still doing? No, this is still doing. How many have we done? 3,300. Well, that's not a lot, is it? That's going to take ages. So this is how we managed to get through doing ours. We managed to use this type of system, and are still using this type of system, to get through all of these. This was just to show you how to make your individual bits, especially this end one here, because I couldn't remember how to do it. And it's going to take some time to do this, so you don't need to make as many as this like we have. We just did this to show you. I was going to actually connect all these up and to do it all, but I'm glad I never, because that isn't even halfway there yet. So this is just to show you how difficult it's going to be. So I would set this up and leave this running for at least a fair few days, and then start sticking them in hoppers or have them in Ender IO going straight to these. You could always nominate this as your lapis, this is your iron, just by changing the colourings on these, the settings on these, just like we've shown you before. So this is very challenging. It is going to take quite some time. Don't rush into thinking you can get it done in a day. It's taken us a fair few days, if not best part of a week, to get most of ours, and we're still doing some little bits and pieces now. So we're going to go over to Bingo now, who's going to take you through to the next part, which is what you use when all these are finally built. So over to you, Bingo.
Right, come over here then. Right. I think I'll start on this part here actually.
Okay.
There's a few things you're gonna need as well as all this stuff over there, which is just big. What you need is some steel ingots, which is just one iron ingot and some pulverized coal in the alloy smelter.
Yep.
Quite pretty simple. And you got to make some dark steel ingots to make a block, which is just well the same thing with just obsidian.
Right. So these
And
are
then
done in alloy smelters, are they?
yes, which you've shown them how to make that before.
So simple alloy smelters and alloy smelters is what you use to make these up.
Yeah.
So right, okay, carry on.
Also, what we're going to need is a magma crucible, which is just made by all of this, which you've shown before.
Have I?
So yes,
Lovely.
you've shown how to make machine frames, coppers, and hardened glass in plenty of your mob grinding ones as well.
Oh yeah,
so
yeah.
Just put them in that order, and you get yourself a magma crucible. And what you've got to do with that is put an ender pearl in the crucible, which then melts it down into a liquid, which then you grab a bucket, you cook it, you take your bucket out, the bucket liquid out of this, and you put it on a crafting table with some pulverized platinum, whatever it is, and then some lead. The platinum thing, you have a chance of getting it through pulverizing something. I can't remember what it was. Dang it.
Pulverized platinum. Right.
Yeah, you get it through pulverizing something.
And I'd just like to say something else. You know you've gone through this process of making this crucible.
Yes.
And then putting ender pearls in it, which they should have, just like we had, a lot of ender pearls.
Yeah.
Because we went up the end, especially with your sword. Which had, what was it? Looting what? Or fortune what? Looting,
I don't know, 25 I think it was.
Yeah, it was quite high, wasn't it? So when you was killing the enderman up there, you was getting quite a lot. The other thing you can do is, you see in here, you say you've got your bucket of resonant ender bucket.
Yeah.
If you think back, I did all the cows down in that.
Yes, I know. I was going to refer to the cows, but then I thought you'd probably go.
No, that's fine. Nah. No, it's fine, because if people haven't been following us week on week, they'd look at that and go, "Well, how the hell did you make that then?" Well, if you go to our...
this is just in case they don't have cows, or they use something different.
I know. Don't shoot the messenger. Don't shoot the messenger.
Me, or I'll just stab you.
Okay.
Okay, now back to this lovely work. You just put the dust inside the cooker, and then you get your ingot. So it's not that difficult. I mean,
and that makes sure
you do that.
Endorium ingot. Lovely. Or what you can do is what we did in here. Go into creative and just slap on the board. Job done. Just to let people know that have not followed us before, we are always in creative in here. This is to show you how we made our bits and pieces. All this in here will be ripped up, smashed up, taken away, thrown in trash, whatever you want to call it. We use none of this in here. We've already done this. Well, in the case of these, we're still doing this. But we have already done all this we're showing you. Or we'll be doing it. So we just want to, as we're doing it and learning ourselves, we want to pass that on to you, which is why we do it. Which is sometimes why some simple things, like the bucket in there and the bucket I made over there, slip our minds that we've done all those cows, all those buckets sitting in an ender chest. It's not even an ender chest, it's a draconian chest, it's massive. So yeah. Carry on, Mr. Bingo. I kind of took over there, didn't I?
Yeah, you kind of did now. You need a music disc.
Yep.
Which But in the way you can just get music discs through the mobs that you kill, you have a chance of getting it, or you get it through various different things. But I think mobs is definitely one of the main ways of doing it.
You do get them through mobs. It stores it in that I can't remember the name of that great that chest I showed. Well, if you go to our mob grinder thing, you'll see that I put a chest in there that takes single items, and that's where all the records go. So we just went in there and whipped a load out. So yeah, okay, fine. And then
Do
what do you do
that.
with the broken?
You get a record fragment. Keep
Yep.
hold of that for now. That will be over there. I just wanted to get out the way.
Okay.
Another thing you're gonna need to make is a endust pearl. Just a bunch of ender pearls. Annoying, but
An endest pearl.
yeah.
Oh right. So basically, what we did a few weeks ago. No, what we did a week ago, showing them how to make the neutronium ingot. And then obviously we told them how we did our Neverstar, which we still haven't done. We should really do that as well. That will show you how to do that bit. When you look at this and go, well, where am I going to get all those inner pearls from, and where am I going to get that endstone from? If you've been following us, you'd know that we now go to the end because we fought the mad scientist chicken things. So we've got quite a few ender pearls, and we've got quite a lot of endstone. So don't be put off by the fact that, wow, look how many ender pearls are in there, and look at that endstone. I have to smash a load of blocks up, blah 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 blah. No, you haven't. Go to the end. It's all readily available. The thing you're going to struggle with is the neutronium ingot. Not really the Neverstar as such, but it's the neutronium ingot. It takes a long time to make. Sorry, I kind of took over again, didn't I?
Yeah.
Carry on.
You've got a bit of a chatty mood
Oh
on
no,
today. You have.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was just stand cool.
Hey,
Okay, so
do you ever feel hungry? Just love to have some cosmic meatballs.
cosmic meat.
Fudge! I pressed the wrong dang button.
Okay, we'll come back to that one then, shall we?
Well, you could actually just type in. You could just type in the recipe and then go find it,
So what is it?
and
Cosmic
just look at it. It's
meatballs. Right, let's have a look at this.
some pile of neutrons,
Oh,
and
that's on
then
there.
beef,
Is it
chicken,
called
pork
cosmic
chops,
meatballs?
a little bit. Yeah, cosmic meatballs.
Right, there we go. There's cosmic meatballs. There we go. This is how you make your cosmic meatballs. Now, here you see a pile of neutrons, or it's a neutron. Then
It's a
you've
pile.
got 2 pieces of raw beef, 2 pieces of raw chicken, 2 pieces of raw pork chop, 2 pieces of rabbit, 2 pieces of fish. Fish. Got to go
Yeah,
fishing.
yeah.
Okay. Well, we all know how to
Uh-huh.
make a rod. Some sticks, some
Hmm.
string. Done. And as for the rabbit, if you're thinking, well, how the hell do I get a rabbit? If you'd watched a week or a fortnight ago in one of our episodes when we was opening up a load of the loot crates, you get a load of items that enable you to auto summon polar bears and endermen and cows and donkeys and horses and all sorts of stuff. So pay attention. Over to you, Mr. Bingo Head Josh.
Without breaking this crafting table,
Don't
you
touch
can
it
make
then.
some ultimate stew. It's a
Right.
lot of ingredients, a lot of things.
Right, so
Too much to
I
do.
take it, Red, then that these ones here that you're showing us is all part of the let's have a look.
It's the infinity
Extreme
crafting.
crafting, isn't it?
Yes, this is all parts. Well, actually, no. Technically, the things that are on this craft table are not a part of this mod pack. It's actually part of a bunch of other stuff.
Right,
I
okay,
don't know
fine.
why it's. I don't know why it's asking for so many different things, but it's so weird. Anyway, the plants that are in here, um, if you go to a market, which I've already shown you how to make twice in separate videos on the Unlucky's channel, and you can buy the seeds on there
Mhm,
and then just grow them. So that's
mhm.
easy.
Yeah.
Nothing bad, and then yeah, you get your stew.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
kill
Yeah.
you. I'm
Yeah.
gonna full
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
stab you,
Yeah.
you sarcastic garbage can.
No. 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 Oh, right. So this is where you need all your uh, singularities from to make this last infinity catalyst. So
Yeah.
I've got dark block of steel, dark steel block. God, dear, oh dear, I'm having an evening today. So that was to show we showed you how to make the ingots at the very beginning. Also the block of steel, again we showed you, and the block of endurium, we showed you that. we've showed you how to make all these different singularities because we're currently doing it ourselves. Record fragment, we've already showed you that. Endless pearl, we've showed you. Cosmic meatballs, we've showed you. Ultimate stew, the neutronium ingot, the neutronium nugget, and the pile of neutrons, we've already shown you that, as well as the crystal matrix ingot and the diamond lattice. God, that was a mouthful. And that will make you the infinity catalyst.
Yes. And then you use that to make a infinity ingot.
Holy crap. So, you need all of this to make just one of these infinity catalysts. So, all that there that we're doing now will make one of them.
Yeah.
What
You're going to need a lot of those singularity
what you're
thingy.
telling me is I'm going to have to do that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Wrong goddamn button!
You've done it again, you muppet.
I keep
You
pressing the wrong
absolute
button.
muppet.
I'm used to using my left
Muppet,
click for everything.
Muppet. You, sir, go and stand in the corner over there. Hold your head in shame and let me finish this off. Go on, get over there. Get in that corner. Bow down. Bow
Excuse
down.
me.
Bow down in the corner.
Yeah, I've killed a lot of people with this sword. I'm not afraid.
What a
muppet. You better
So
step
let me
back,
just show you how to make this infinity ingot. The old way. Right, let's start this in here.
Ouch.
Infinity ingot. There we go. Right, to make the infinity ingot on a crafting table. Right, you're going to need a lot of those neutronium ingots. Now, we have shown you in past videos how to make these. It is going to take quite some time to make these, which in reality is quite good. Why good, you ask? Quite simple. To make these infinity catalysts, I can't believe this. We've just shown you that you need 11,800 blocks of redstone, lapis lazuli, iron, gold, diamond, emerald, tin, well, basically all of them. Every single one you can get, apart from cobalt and the other one that slips my mind at the minute. So we've got to do that quite a few times. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 times. This, to make this, is going to take a long time. Even if we built 20 of everything, it's still going to take a long time to do this. So we will show you now how to do it all. And unfortunately, because we're in creative and we've obviously pulled these out and put them in here to show you, it shows us as doing this challenge. But we, because we like doing this properly, are going to keep on with our messy sieving area with cables and wires all over the place to try and complete this challenge before we end these videos. So this is going to take some time to do this challenge, this quest. As you can see here, let's have a look up here. See, we've done most of these. We've got a couple left to do before we can make one of them. But because we're doing the video on it, it shows us as being completed. I suppose really I should have done this in a maybe one of my other Minecraft clients. But there we go. So we will carry on completing this and this to then trying to somehow achieve this and then eventually to get down to these down here. But we will do the videos on all of this, but we will be doing this, although it might be long after this episode finishes.
Yeah.
So there we go, another exciting fun-filled full lot of stuff in here we've had to show you.
Could I do an outro for you?
Okay.
Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you're new to this channel, and keep following us for more tutorials like this. Thank you and goodbye.
Thank you very much and goodbye.
Tell me pretty lies, look me in the face. Tell me that you love me.